Today marks 1248 days sharing lessons I learned and continue to learn with all of you. My hope that these insights will inspire you, support your dreams, help you achieve your goals, and really empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about a very easy topic, and that is learning, developing, growing, improving. I think that one of the misconceptions is that a lot of times people believe that you're just able to find a cookie cutter approach and we're saying, oh, you just need to do this one and you will get better. You will do this one and you will succeed. I think that that's false because every single person is unique and special. We need to really tweak things, but to make sure that we're able to achieve. Because one person are able to do one thing and they'll have massive success. Other person could do exactly the same thing and could fail. And that means that we need to understand our uniqueness, our things, just to make. Now we understand there are some things that's foundational things, but I think that we need to understand, like we need to build wisdom. What is foundational that applies to every single person, and what are the unique things that we need to adjust to every single person? And majority things are adjustable, pivotable, changeable, just to make sure that we align with the person. So let's get into 5 probably small aspects that I would love to share today about really growing, improving, and training. It really, really matters. Number 1, foundational pillars. So there is 4 pillars that I want to mention as key pillars that to every single person. I really believe that those are the key pillars to every single person. It needs to develop when you think about living fulfilling, joyful, blissful life. So number 1, emotional intelligence and self-awareness. Being able to regulate your emotions. Being able to be aware of yourself. Because if you don't understand yourself, if you're not able to regulate emotions, it's almost impossible to achieve great success because you're always up and down, up and down. Oh, I don't feel like doing something. Or maybe you don't have self-awareness, so that means that you're focusing on the wrong things. You're focusing on the weaknesses rather than the strengths. Because you weaken your weaknesses and strengthen your strengths. So that means we need to focus on strengths. But if you're not aware, so how are you supposed to choose what to focus on? So emotional intelligence and self-awareness is a really foundational thing. Second thing is that productivity and focus training. So being able to be in the flow state when you're actually executing and in a right way, because so many times we could have time and they're not able to execute because they don't know what to do with the time. Sometimes people don't have time because they're just not able to be productive because they're not able to remove things out of the place. So really being able is what do I need to really focus on? So really focus on developing the skill set of understanding what to focus on. Because we need to understand that deep work, time blocking, because that's why so many people could really achieve great success. They're able to really crunch so much time, so much work in such a small period of time because they are deeply focused. That's the foundation. Every single person needs to develop ability to focus. Third thing is this is again very, very important to every single individual is communication and influence skills. Communication and influence skills. In every aspect of our lives, we need to communicate and influence. That means if you want to have great relationships, you need to communicate and influence. You want to have a business, you want to communicate and influence. If you want to be a great employee, you want to communicate and influence. There's most important things in life comes from communication and influence. Everything. Family, relationships, everything is included in communication and influence. If you want your friends do the best things for them, we need to communicate and influence them for the better. So this is just every single aspect of our lives is communication and influence. Because sometimes we even need to understand that we communicate with ourselves. And that needs to be influenced as well. Because when you're able to really communicate with yourself in the highest way, we're able to achieve much more. And the last thing that I think that is very, very important that every single person needs to really manage is mental resilience and stress management. Mental resilience and stress management. Because why is that foundational? Because every single person will have stress. Every single person will have challenge. Every single person will have adversity. What that means? It means that every single person will need to develop mental resilience and stress management skills that we are not falling apart when that adversity comes in, when that setback comes in, that disappointment comes in. That's why I always really speak out loud how important it is to develop mental resilience during good days, that when the bad days come in, you're able to handle that and you not crumble. And what you're able to do to build mental resilience during good days is do the things that you hate. I think that's one of the best things to do, because you're able to really say, like, I hate to do this, I don't want to do it, but I need to do it anyway. And you develop that, because during adversity, a lot of times you need to do what you don't want to do, don't like to do, but you need to do anyway, because that's what life throws at you. And it's very important. Being able to understand it, because probably you've heard this 1,000 times, and that's totally true. It doesn't matter what comes at you. What matters is what goes through you. So that means what happens inside of you when the adversity comes, and then mental resilience is something that we always need to reflect on. So now when I think about moving from foundational thing that every single person needs to, so now we need to move to the specialized training. That's where all the beauty part is. And that's again, we need to have that awareness. And the thing that I understand, that we need to understand where we are right now, but the self-awareness. But I truly believe that the most important question is who you want to become. What kind of person, what kind of role you will love to achieve in life. Let's say creator. Okay, so what kind of creator skill, what kind of skills does he have to learn? Maybe storytelling, branding, maybe what is that? Like what kind of things? So like you're able to, like, I want to be a creator, I want to be this. What kind of things do I need to develop to be that kind of person? And then you go back to understand, okay, where I am right now. It could be you want to be analytical person. You want to be like some. So okay, what kind of skills do you want to develop? I want to be a leader. Okay, so what kind of skills I want to develop? Influence, sales, leadership, psychology, philosophy, like all the things that, okay, what do I need to be to really achieve that? And maybe a healer, maybe a mentor. Like it doesn't matter. Like choose a role and then describe that role. And then if you're able to ask other people, okay, like how you describe a leader, what kind of traits that they have? What are the best traits? Okay, so let's work and develop that. Number three is integration and embodiment training. And I think that we need to understand, okay, so if we created that, okay, I want to be this kind of person. Now we need to understand that focus on integration and embodiment, so that you have that integrity of a leader, or you have that identity of a leader. So now we need to, okay, what kind of habits do I need to build to achieve that? What kind of rituals do you need to build and practices to achieve? What kind of processes do you need to build? Because I think that we need to understand that we need to build habits, developing practice of learning. We need to rituals, routines, processes. And on top of it, we need to really create real time, real world application training. So it means that if you're reading books about leadership, if you have habits about leadership, but you're not not implementing and you're not leading, how valuable is it? It's nurturing, it's great, but when you want to move fast in life, you need to real world applications. That's the most important. And again, probably I will repeat a couple of times, but it's very, very important that Pareto rule 80-20. 80% of the growth happening in real world applications. So we're able to ask, what do I do now regarding real world application? Because if you are not having those real world applications, that means you're focusing that 80% of your time focusing on 20% results that comes. That's again building that awareness and then focusing what really matters. Number four is that I think that is very close to integration and embodiment, but we need to really focus on create a personalized development system. And we need to create a growth plan. It could be a growth plan for 6 months, growth plans for 12 months, maybe growth plan for 5 years. Like we need to have a growth plan. And John C. Maxwell always said that his life changed as well when he had a growth plan. And what is your growth plan? So what is included in the growth plan? So number one, self-mastery. So we discussed that we need to really have that emotion intelligence, productivity, mindset mastery. So all the things that is internally, you need to master yourself. Second is expert. You need to become expert in something. So that means skill building. What are the skills that you need to develop? So that means that you have a growth plan for self-mastery. What you will do to develop that inner world, you will have Role plan for skill development. What kind of skills do you develop? What kind of skills do you stack? Because there are so many skills: specialized knowledge and soft skills. So both the hard skills and soft skills. So be able to blend them. Just to make sure that you're able to become expert in your field, in the role that you chose. And the third one, again, we need to have growth plan and then say how I will implement those in the real world. So testing, refining, adjusting, just to make sure that, let's say that you develop sales skill. So, okay, what kind of emotional self-mastery do I need to do about it? What kind of skills, influence, philosophy, neurology, like all the things that could potentially help you, and then go and test and test and test and then adjust, just to make sure that you're really doing something with the knowledge that you're developing and self-mastery and skill building. And last one I want to mention is that we need to optimize learning for maximum absorption. So that means that you're really learning. And I think that sometimes we need to understand that there is like good. Sometimes we stop at the good. What I mean by that is that there's two options to develop yourself. And sometimes we say, okay, what kind of way I could learn? And you choose one. And sometimes we need to reflect, to go back and say, have a big picture. This is a good thing that I do. This is a great, I'm doing good job. But what better job could I do? What could I do to really do a great job? And I think when we're able to do that, it's just incredible how much we're able to really achieve. So that means that it's a passive learning. That means that potentially just reading is an active learning, that you're really taking a lot of notes from that book. And the most important part, we need to embody learning again. This is discussed over time. We need to focus on self mastery. We need to focus on skill mastery, and then real time world. So it's always like this, passive. So that means we just listen and we don't do anything. Active is just journaling, taking notes. And the last one is real time application. Apply in real life. All the things that you learn. Look at that, absorb. And I think that one of the best ways sometimes to absorb is to share what you learned. When you share what you learn, I think that's sometimes one of the best way to really remember what you are learning. And that moment you become better, because it's like a supplement. So like you can really have a supplement, you take that great supplement, but if your body is not absorbing it, that means it's almost doesn't matter to you that you take the supplement. Exactly the same with books. If you read the book but you're not absorbing the knowledge, the wisdom from the book, it becomes a waste of time. So really need to focus to really how to really absorb that information, how to absorb that knowledge, how to absorb that wisdom, just to make sure to be able to apply that wisdom. And application is probably one of the best things that we're able to do for that. Today was like very interesting topic, because I just think that personal development is something that I really very passionate about, and I was just rushing it through. I hope that I didn't overwhelm with all the details. But the most important part is really finding out who you are, who you want to be. And there is a gap. And we need to fix that gap and fill that gap with self-mastery, skill development, and real-time application. I think that when we do that, and the most important, focus on real-time application, that is a priority. Because if it's I just need more knowledge, I just need I just need to be ready. I need more knowledge, and then I will take action. But I think that we need to take action, and based on that action, you get the feedback what you are good at, what you're bad at, and then you start looking, okay, what kind of skills did I develop, and what kind of things I need to develop in myself, just to make sure that that real-time application, real-world application could be the best. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.